Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Mega Ruby. I'm here as the Pokegamer. In the last episode, we pretty much finished off the Delta episode, and now we're at the end. So we're going to be continuing Rayquaza today. We're also going to be going through a series of it's going to be like a gauntlet battle. So if you're not prepared for it, you might want to be prepared for it. Or get prepared for it right now. Because, you know, it's going to be a lengthy episode. So I will also be apologizing for that, straight up. Also, if you hear a bit of a sipping noise, I have hot chocolate here. And thing is, I tried recording this once. I had to, do something in the middle of it, so I'm re-recording a 20-minute long video. So yeah, I'll just be drinking this hot chocolate every once in a while. If you hear a weird noise, whatever. I don't even give a shit if I'm being unprofessional in this episode. Whatever. So, strategy for this. This thing does have Dragon Pulse, and it can be a problem. So, I Mega Evolves just so that way I can, have that immunity to its one Dragon move. The setup isn't that big of a deal, and we go for the Roost just in case of the extreme speed. That way we have no damage, and it doesn't matter what it does, right? And plus everything else we have will probably kill it. So, that's no bueno either. So once we have the Mega Evolution, we need to switch out, of course, and we're going to be switching out in favor of Metagross, who can take Fly and Extreme Speeds pretty well. I mean, obviously normal against Steel, you can kind of, read into that yourself. I'm pretty sure that's pretty obvious. But plan of action here is to use Iron Head. Without any setup, we actually do outspeed. But once it gets to that one Dragon Dance up, it actually starts to outspeed us. I didn't remember this. So it does outspeed and goes for Fly, which will force us into missing, Iron Head. So we have to go for Iron Head again. And usually 2 Iron Heads is good enough to get this thing down into the red. So yeah, from there we're going to be switching out in favor of Gardevoir, of Roserade, so that way we can take that chance and go for the Sunspore. This thing can easily kill Roserade in one shot, but for some reason it feels this needs to just do a lot of setup, and we can actually take some of this setup pretty well. So taking that huge chance on it just doing a whole bunch of setup for whatever reason, I guess in a way it doesn't think that Roserade's a threat, so it's like, okay, I have a type advantage here, I'm just going to set up, one of those type of deals. But it also allows us to get up to Sunspore, so now we can start chucking Dust Balls. It is nighttime in game. I did mess with the in-game time. I just didn't want to wait and then be like, okay, well it's way too late. No one's gonna watch it anyways. One of those type of deals. So, just changing the game's time. I need to change it back thinking about it. But yeah. So, I'm going to mention this now. The one that we catch, aka this Rayquaza, it does have a lax nature, so it does not have a special attack or a physical attack boosting nature. It's special defense and plus defense. So, keep that in mind. Also, whenever you catch Rayquaza, it's going to want to join your party. So, yeah, I'm sending back Metagross because it has a Megastone of its own, and on top of that, it's got damage, so I mean, there's that. It would actually be useful in the upcoming fight, and by the upcoming, I mean not this one that's about to happen. I mean the one immediately after this one, because we are going to be battling against Zinnia one more time. So she's going to use her Draconid powers of mysterious whatever to teach Rayquaza the ultimate flying move, which happens to be Dragon Ascent. This move is literally close combat. It's a 120 base power physical move with 100 accuracy. After soaring upward, the user attacks its target by dropping out of the sky at high speeds, although it lowers its own defense and special defense in the process. So, kind of just keep that in mind. Like I said, this thing is a lax nature, and yeah, it has no attack boosting nature whatsoever. I don't know what its IVs are. I haven't bothered to check, and I really don't care at this point. Okay. And regardless, as long as your IVs don't just plain fucking suck, guess what? You can just Dragon Pulse everything that Zinnia has, and it's going to OHKO everything she has. This fight is literally free. It's free experience, free, whatever. It's just free. Keep that in mind. Also, broken Rayquaza, right? I mean, you don't have an item on this thing yet. So how does it Mega Evolve? I'm just saying. It does not require a Mega Stone because it's kind of swallowed it. So you can just Mega Evolve it, and oh wait, you can also give it a Choice Specs, Choice Band, Choice Scarf, Life Orb, Leftovers, whatever the hell you want. So yeah, probably the most broken Pokemon in the game. So why not, right? You'll understand partially why I say that in the battle after this, and hooray experience, right? Downside to this is if you want to, EV train this thing for some reason, good luck, have fun. You have to get a reset bag because obviously you're going to gain, EVs from a total of 6 Pokemon. So, yeah, that's fantastic. But, yeah. I wonder if this stuff's cooled off yet because I'm kind of thirsty. Burn my finger or something, try it that way. Seems kind of cool. But, yeah. Like I said, you can easily just OHKO everything on her team. Her ace, by the way, believe it or not, she doesn't suck as much as you think she does. It's just the Keystone wasn't resonating with Rayquaza. Rayquaza's like, nah, you're not the one to make me Mega Evolve. You ain't good enough, apparently. So it's just that she couldn't Mega Evolve Rayquaza. She actually has a Keystone of her own, and you're about to see it get used. Like literally, right now, you're about to see it get used. She has the Salamence, so I think that's what it's called. But yeah, the Salamence. So she can Mega Evolve into one of the most broken Megas in the game. Something that quickly went to Ubers the second it was implemented into official play. Yeah, Mega Salamence, and look at that. Just completely destroyed. It's utter destruction, friend. Oh look, another level, because why not? Free experience, right? So, she's just got all this wind whipping her in the face, and her hair is just somehow magically staying still. But, yeah. Easy fight, right? You think it's all over now, huh? Well, you're forgetting that there's also a meteor on course to Earth, and Rayquaza is the key to taking care of it. So we're going to be going ahead and going into outer space with Rayquaza to do so for some reason. I don't understand the reason for it. Why did we have to go with it into outer space? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's kind of cool that we finally get to do something like that. But yeah, and if you didn't already know, the Team Aqua or Team Magma suit doubles up as a spacesuit as well for some reason. So apparently it's not only capable of withstanding lava, it's also capable of withstanding, the pressure of the deep sea, and it's also capable of the pressure of outer space. Amazing technology, right? And this, music, man, all day. And hooray, we just disappear in mid-air, I guess. We just poof, and then we're in outer space. Thing that I do like about this is it kind of depicts the way Rayquaza actually looks when it's flying around in Mega form, and as you can see, we just blow up and oh look, we're Mega now. But as you can see, the things that like hang from its face and whatnot, they actually kind of attach to the back there, and they spread out, and it actually kind of, I think that's like the Delta like symbol or something. So I don't know, it's cool. And oh look, it's the Meteorite, and then we have some more dramatic music as we're about to just ram right into it. So yeah, it's kind of ridiculous that Rayquaza is just capable of not only piercing a Meteorite, but it's capable of destroying it. So hooray, we've destroyed the Meteorite, world saved, right? Or we have just this one random perfectly shaped floating triangle. Oh boy, tentacles coming from it too. I'm kind of hoping that people know where this is already going, because if you don't, you're about to know. Yeah, I said there was 3 battles. Welcome to the 3rd battle in outer space, of all things. We are now being challenged by a level 80 Deoxys in mid-space. This was what I was planning on Master Balling. Guess what? I decided not to be, I don't want to say coward, obviously, because, throwing a Master Ball isn't being cowardly. If there's like a shiny that can kill itself, obviously you're not being a coward. You just don't want the thing to die. But I just didn't want to be. Didn't want to be one of those guys that takes the easy route out. So as you can see, as I mentioned earlier, Rayquaza is broken. A single Dragon Pulse was enough to bring this level 80 Pokemon, 10 levels higher than it, down to the red. So either this Deoxys defensive like IVs are just garbage, or Rayquaza's got perfectly amazing special attack and it doesn't even have an attack boosting nature. So as you can see though, completely one shot by Deoxys. So equally broken, because you know, why not? I love how they kind of expect you to deal with a level 80 Deoxys. It's not hard to kill it, really, but who wants to kill a legendary? Usually they want to catch them just so they have them to either trade off for something that they want, whether it be a shiny or something. I mean, legendaries, shiny or otherwise, you can use them to get crappy IV shinies if you want to. Like, if you're someone that just doesn't give a shit about shinies having good IVs, whatever, you can easily get them from things like that. There's also cloners that can, you know, hook you up. By the way, another thing that you should probably know about this Deoxys fight, this Deoxys has literally Lady Luck on its side. This Deoxys is probably one of the luckiest Deoxyses I've ever seen. This thing happens to crit me at least maybe 5 or 6 times. Maybe? Let's see here. I seem to remember 1, 2, 3, I think 4 at the very least. I think there's like, there was one against, I think, the Rayquaza. There was, I think, one on Metagross. Or not Metagross, we got rid of that. Gardevoir. Yeah, obviously it's not yet. You'll see it. It's as a result of a Hyper Beam, if I remember correctly. There's one on Groudon. And then I think there might be one more after that. It's either 3 or 4. I don't think it was more than that, but it does a lot of damage. Let's just put it that way. As you can see, yeah, that makes what, the 3rd crit. So good luck, have fun with that. I mean, I don't understand why this Deoxys has all the luck in the world, but my idea here was bringing in Groudon because Primal is pretty decent when it comes to its stats. Not to mention that even if I take some damage, Eruption's going to do a pretty good chunk of damage, not to mention that it's going to be considered stab due to being primal. Also, you know, it'll be able to kind of rack up that damage despite the fact that it's got defensive increases, and on top of that, should it use Recover, it'll be a good way to kind of get it down into the red again. And obviously it can't do anything on the turn that it uses, you know, Hyper Beam, or the turn after that it uses Hyper Beam. So free turn to throw a Dust Ball at its face, and we get a 3, but what's a legendary fight without a whole bunch of wasted Pokeballs, right? I wonder if I could take a sip of this yet. That's some good stuff. One of the best things about winter. Drink, like, really tasty warm drinks, like, you know, hot chocolate, or hell, even hot tea. I don't know how many people out there enjoyed their hot tea, but I definitely enjoy it, so. And hot chocolate's not bad, even though, like, this is that weird package, you know, stuff with the marshmallows that, you know, are supposed to just stay in there and be cool and whatnot, but they just end up melting the second you put them in there anyway, so whatever. So, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to cover tomorrow. There's stuff from Friday that I don't remember if we even covered. There might be, I don't know. I think I mentioned the Eon ticket. I know that that's now live in America. Or not just now, it's supposed to end, I think later today actually, so having to re-record this, obviously, you know, it's going to be up pretty late, so if you guys actually do happen to stick around for around the whole 15 minutes to hear me say this, you know, you might want to go and get the Eon ticket, because they posted this on Sunday saying for those of you in North America or Europe, special Eon ticket event is to end at the end of tomorrow, and it's limited, or a limited weekend run of the special code, blah blah blah. You can check it out on Cerebi, honestly. As you can see, we're back in the red, so we get to check more balls. Yay! Right? Also, for anyone that actually gives a shit about Pokemon Shuffle, I'm sure that there are a lot of people that don't, even though there's already been apparently 1 million downloads of it. To commemorate their 1 million downloads, they are giving away a special item that usually costs 9,000 coins in the game. And this item is Complexity -1, which will remove one Pokemon from the field and normally cost 9,000 coins to purchase, like I said. So, I mean, if you really want to get that, go for it. If you play the game, get it. I'd honestly recommend it because 9,000 coins is kind of a lot. But by Groudon, so, I mean, just saying, it's something you should probably get. I'm not sure how long, or, oh, okay, never mind. I think I already covered the whole, the Johto starter hidden ability thing. If I didn't, then yeah, if you have Pokemon Bank, you can get them through Pokemon Bank via the, well, I think it's called the Pokemon Link. And you get all three of them at the same time. They'll all be placed in your boxes. So if you have like one open spot in box 1, and then one in box 2, and then one in box 3, they're just going to go to each of those spots. So, congratulations, we catch Deoxys, by the way. So yeah, if you haven't gotten your starters, you probably should. I mean, everyone that has Bank gets it, and a lot of people that got X and Y immediately got Bank, just so that way they could use Pokemon Transporter, or whatever the hell it's called, so that way they can get their broken, shiny 6 IV or 5 IV Pokemon from Generation 5 or earlier on their, newer games. So, yeah, we're already out of space. Congratulations, we are back on Sky Pillar, and the only person here is, well, I guess it's the only Pokemon here, is Aster. He delivers a letter from Zinnia to us and then disappears. Funny part is, guess what? Zinnia is nowhere around, and yet Aster somehow ends up back with Zinnia. I don't understand. Because if that's the case, then she couldn't have been too far off, and we could have just, like, caught up to her somehow and been like, yeah, why do you have to give me a letter? You could just say it yourself. Like, what? Just seems pointless. So, I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, as you can see, they mentioned that the energy is diffusing from the whole area where the meteorite was, so they can confirm that it was in fact destroyed. And there was the whole "oh, I could kiss you" thing. We had basically lesbians and now possibly homosexuals. I just, or you know what I mean. But like, really, there's been a lot of that in this game. Okay, not a lot, like 2 instances, but still. Not that I have a problem with it. I'm just saying it's kind of interesting, And this is great. Like, look at Tabitha. He's like, yeah, well, head back and forth. And for anyone who wasn't aware, obviously all of Courtney's actions were on, well, not on, but like she was keeping in mind that she was trying to do something good for Maxie. She was trying to do something good for him, and she was all sobby and whatnot. She knew that Maxie was probably angry at her for acting on her own accord and trying to destroy the world and all this other happy fun shit. After Maxie had already basically determined what they were doing was wrong. So I mean, he's kind of showing his disappointment in Courtney for acting the way that she was after, the rest of Team Magma had basically decided, yeah, our actions were wrong, we're going to make up for them, etc. Here's our hint for basically an Emerald remake. We will probably see a Pokemon Delta Emerald game potentially in the future. I think there was something about it, that game actually being, like, the name being trademarked. So we might still see that game. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. I'm not, whatever. But Steven kind of mentions here that he kind of has this idea to leave the Pokemon League, but he won't be doing it just yet. But he wants to have Wallace lend him a hand should he choose to do so. So anyone that's played Emerald before knows that Steven is no longer the champion and that Wallace ends up taking over. Fun fact about this, as you can see, Aster does make his way back to Zinnia. But the thing is, you also see her grandmother here, and the interesting thing about this is, if for any reason you delete the move Dragon Ascent off of Rayquaza, or if you transfer up a Rayquaza that does not have Dragon Ascent, you can bring it to Meteor Falls and talk to her grandmother, who will be standing in this, or not in this, but like around the same exact spot that Zinnia is standing at the moment. You'll find her there, and you can talk to her and show her the Rayquaza, and she will teach it the move Dragon Ascent. So it's not like the only Rayquaza that gets Dragon Ascent is the one you catch in the game. It's just, you know, maybe it is that spot that she's standing in that you find her. I don't know. But yeah, and then you have this part here where it kind of has, you know, Brendan's parents and your parents, or May's parents and your parents, depending on what gender you played as, I guess. They kind of talk about how like we get along and all that. Like they're like parents trying to force two children to be together or something. That's what I'm kind of getting at here. It's weird, but whatever. Anyways, after this little cutscene, I believe we're taken to Moss Deep. Yeah. Where you see us kind of like, if you remember a while back, we were given tickets to see the Litinoids. I think that's what they were called. And obviously they say, well, why don't you take Brendan with you or something like that. So, yeah, we end up getting to check out the Litinoids, quote unquote, even though it's literally not even shown. They don't show any kind of like meteor shower that we get to watch or something. Instead, we get to see Brendan's ugly mug in the thing, like, smiling all fucking retarded, but whatever. And then we get one of these little mushy little things like, oh, well, I'm great that I got to, you know, experience this surreal experience with you or something, whatever. I don't know. But, I'm pretty sure my hot chocolate's getting colder by the minute. I don't know. It's good stuff, though. Even though the marshmallows tend to melt as you stir the stuff in. I might be that guy and just start picking them out and then put them in afterwards. I don't know. I like how he's like, well, bye. Don't care about you, bro. Like, and then like he like changes his attitude for like a split second. So I don't know. Whatever. No big deal. I like how they actually talk to you through the door. Like, I think that's like one of the very few instances in all of Pokemon history where someone actually talks through the door. Regardless, the Delta episode is finally over. Hooray, we can start catching legendaries as well as doing a few other things. And you'll all find out what some of those other things are in the next episode, because I ain't leaving the upstairs so we can check out all of the natures. Of course, I know the Rayquaza because it's in my party, but yeah. Anyways, in the next episode, we're going to be doing a lot. We're going to be traveling overseas to do something. We're also going to probably get started on a legendary or something. I'm not entirely sure which we'll be starting with, but it's something that we have to start eventually. So, yeah, I'll be looking into that. Be sure to stay tuned for that, And if you haven't already, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, this is the PokeGamer, signing out.